So last week, we looked at that passage from the Passion in John 15 about if you abide in me and my word abide in you, although in the Passion it says, and we'll see it in a second, if you are in life union, live in life union with me, life union. And so I felt like this week the Lord wanted us to get a little bit more specific and practical in that area. And so, if you remember, in my journaling, and I put the date up here so I remember, Jesus, I was talking to him about this, about praying, about ministering to one another, about receiving from him, about being in a position to give to one another. And he said, this is what you do. Take your position in union with me, ask what you will, and it will be done for you. Now, I don't normally advocate preaching and studying out of one's own journal. That's a little hubristic sounding at first, but I think this is important. I do. And so so that you know that there's some substantiation for me making the topic this out of my journal on the 9th. This is from another guy's journal named John. Sort of a journal. We call it a gospel, but it says this. It says, if you live in life union with me and my words live powerfully within you, then you can ask whatever you desire and it will be done. So these words are from Jesus, and these are from a dialogue he had with his disciples, kind of like the one he was having with me. And I'm not equating the two, but I'm not afraid of enjoying both of them either. So this is from John 15:7, and this is in the Passion. Now, tonight's message is really simple, and it'll fall quite a bit flat if we don't engage. So we'll have to see how that goes. They're not on? Okay. So the words that I want you to understand that we're going to look at tonight, how to put ourselves in a position in our union. If you live in life union with me, and if my words live powerfully within you, that's what we're talking about, some form of that. All right, so here's that same verse in 3 different translations. There's the Passion one, but if you live in life union with me and my words live powerfully within you, then you can ask whatever you desire, and it will be done. First thing I want to point out is you can see that there's 3 parts to this verse in every one of these translations. There's the if you live or abide with me or remain in me. Then there is you can ask something. And then there is it will be done for you. Okay? So in the New American Standard, it's pretty succinct and straightforward. If you abide in me. So Brian Simmons expanded quite a bit when he said live in life union. Abide means to settle in, to remain, to stay in me. And there is a definite parallel in the way this is written in the Greek, because if you abide in me and my words do the same thing in you, my words abide in you, they stay in you, they move in. Now, for a lot of my life, and for a bunch of yours probably, I sort of most of the way thought that this scripture, or that part, if my words abide in you, could be fulfilled in me through studying the scripture or memorizing the Bible or something like that. And I'm all for studying and memorizing, but I don't think that is exactly what that says. I think Jesus was talking to his disciples about the words that he was speaking to them, not just the words that ultimately would be canonized and included in scripture. Because if you remember in another spot, we looked at it last week, he said, you're already clean because of the words I've spoken to you. So there's a bunch of dialogue. Now, if Jesus hadn't made it super clear to us that we have the right and we are designed to hear his voice, then maybe only study would answer that question. But the truth is, he says, my sheep hear my voice. And you and I have the ability to hear that. We heard it today prophetically. I heard it while I was singing that song, I think. And I don't mind saying I think, because there aren't any angel police coming in case I was wrong to strike me down. And I'm not claiming papal infallacy or anything remotely like that. What I believe that I I can claim more now than I used to could, than I ever could before, is relational relevance. I believe I can claim that I have a relationship with Jesus, and he has one with me. And like most good relationships, it involves talking and communicating. And I used to think that talking and communicating with God was exclusively the purview of prayer and completely fulfilled in prayer. And because there was so much to say, I always felt pretty inadequate and pretty big failure at praying. But once dialogue becomes part of the communication matrix with God, then it changes everything. It changes everything. And then, I don't know, do I see Paul up there? Don't see him tonight. Oh, are you? Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. So, dude, yeah, there you are, buddy. And when I prayed and thought that was the fulfillment of this, there wasn't any room for silence. Because I wasn't really worried about communication. I was worried about a certain kind of dialogue, a certain kind of presentation. But we've learned recently, partly thanks to you, that whole communication, the words that he speaks to us, they sometimes come in silence, like, hold me, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silence, I forget who said it, but someone wrote, silence is God's first language. Everything else is a poor counterfeit.
Anyway, I don't know where I'm at on this. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask what you wish and it'll be done for you. And then David Bentley Hart puts it this way, pretty similar, but he adds a little bit of insight to the word, I believe it's, the word for abide, can't remember his right name, Maron or something like that. If you remain in me and my words remain in you. So this is really a verse about life relationship. That's what abiding is. That's what life union is. And that's what remaining is. It's about remaining in a relationship. So I'm going to ask you the question, because there's some consequences to this thing. Are you in union with Christ? We have to answer that question. And this is a case where silence doesn't fill the bill. We have to be able to voice that. We have to understand that we can say yes to that question.